Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Scunny Man Rob, and today we are going to spend some time talking about sustainability and the enterprises around the world that are making pledges to have a net zero carbon footprint in the distant future. Here we have a video from Squawk Box, and it's a clip of Andrew Sorkin talking to Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock. And if you aren't familiar with who BlackRock is, they happen to be one of the world's largest asset managers, and they manage around $7 trillion in assets. But Sorkin talked to Fink about his address to CEOs of corporate America, and I want you guys to take a quick listen because I believe Fink is setting the stage for Vechain and other blockchains to be rolled out to enterprises.
BlackRock CEO Larry Fink publishing that annual letter we've been talking about this morning to CEOs, and I wrote about it in my Dealbook column this morning. This year, Larry Fink now calling on companies to disclose and report their path towards a net zero carbon footprint. He defines this as limiting global warming to no more than 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial averages and eliminating net greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. And in a conversation with me about it, he spoke about his call to action that he is now asking all companies, public and private, by the way, to pursue. Listen to this.
The existential health risk of COVID actually accelerated the existential risk of climate change. And what we witnessed in 2020 was an acceleration of clients' inquiry into investing in sustainability. But more importantly, we saw more than a doubling of investments, close to about $266 billion of investable dollars moved into sustainability. Right. And that's only going to accelerate. As you know, last year I talked about the tectonic shift in investing, and it's accelerating. And I do believe through better disclosure through TCFD and SASB, we are going to have better data, and through the better data, we'll be able to analyze companies and really see a remarkable difference between the companies who are moving forward. As you asked in your framing of the question, yes, in this letter, I asked companies to do more than just report under TCFD and SASB. I asked them to report their path towards a net zero carbon footprint, and how are they going to get that? And we asked them to describe that and discuss that in their annual reporting.
And see, what stood out right off the bat to me is he said if companies could have better disclosure of their data, specifically on how they're approaching their net zero goals, it would be tremendously beneficial to them because consumers and policymakers are starting to become more conscious about these issues. Even in the financial world, we are seeing a shift happening where regulators are going as far as making climate risk disclosure mandatory, and even central banks are starting to stress test for climate risk and relay that message of sustainable finance down the ranks. And here we have a tweet from Now This News covering Biden in his executive order to return the U.S. back to the Paris Climate Agreement. And if we go take a look at the president's website, he has a section where he goes into more detail about his plan for sustainability. And look what he says: saving consumers money and reduce emissions through new aggressive appliance and building efficiency standards, committing that every federal infrastructure investment should reduce climate pollution and require any federal permitting decision to consider the effects of greenhouse gas emissions and climate change, requiring public companies to disclose climate risk and the greenhouse gas emissions in their operations and supply chains. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm so bullish on Vechain, because we know they can handle these type of situations. They were built for these type of situations. Sustainable initiative data collected across supply chains or daily operations by Vechain toolchain can help companies to lower the cost of public reporting services for government regulations. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Scunny Man Rob, and tell your friends and family that Vechain is the golden goose. I'll see you next time.
This one for the old me. I was getting back to them. They was trying to hold me back to the old me. It's time to pay up if you owe me. Ain't no little bro.